My name is James Williams Jr. Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Okay, so if you're looking and been looking, all of my webisodes should be up. Let me be the first to apologize because they don't have special effects. And again, the open challenge is if anyone can upload it from my site and make it a whole lot better and repost it, I would greatly appreciate it. You know, and I would be cautiously grateful if you could send it back to me by way of email or whatever. Anyhow, it's not why I'm here. So I'm here. Wow, this thing has me with a hole in my left side of my chest. That shit looks awesome. Anyway, freaking the reason why I'm here. I'm not here to blog about anything. I'm only here to ask the people at Marvel maybe 3 questions. How? Why? And WTF. Since it's Marvel, I want to be a little bit polite because I really love Marvel. Okay? The how is really quite simple. How are you planning to end the Infinity stuff, and are you going to make more extensions or branch extensions from other Marvel heroes that have ties with the Avengers, like Namor, or maybe even another Fantastic Four and stuff like that? I said, you have the Avengers, you have the Fantastic Four, you're doing the Guardians of the Galaxy. So, I'm asking questions. I know you're not really in charge of anything X-Men, which is my favorite, but, it is what it is. Now, the why. Why in the world did all of a sudden the gods in Marvel Universe are now, not gods anymore? Why is that? I want to know, when did Thor stop being the strongest person in the Marvel Universe? And if you're old enough to go back as far as I am, to where they had the annuals, where they came out like Sports Illustrated, but it was Marvel, when they had the annuals, Thor was the strongest Marvel character. He's the god of thunder. Also, why is it that they never really pursued the thing about Thor supposed to be marrying Storm, because she's supposed to be like the goddess of the thunder or whatever the hell, and back in the 82, 83, somewhere in that storyline? And then, are you guys going to bring in Beta Ray Bill? That's what I'd like to see. And hopefully it won't be CGI'd. Like that thing they did with the Silver Surfer. Maybe they can actually bring in the Silver Surfer and actually have a person be the Silver Surfer. Anyway, now the WTF part. And the WTF part is simple. What is going on in the comic world where now even the comic books, everybody's been powered down to an extensive sucking degree? Now I say that because as long as I can remember, Hulk was never stronger than Thor. And for the history lessons of those who don't know much about the Hulk, Hulk has had his ass beat by Spider-Man and Wolverine and a few other guys who weren't even close to being powerhouses. But yet Hulk has beaten people like Abomination and other people that were heralds of Galactus and stuff that normal people probably wouldn't be able to withstand. And Hulk has everybody knows that the madder Hulk gets, the stronger Hulk gets. Okay, that's cool and everything, but he didn't beat Spider-Man. And Spider-Man was an itty bitty little guy that just beat Hulk. Same thing with Wolverine, who was even smaller than Spider-Man, but he did have adamantium claws. They've had a long sense of rivalry also. So my question is, why in the F did you water down our heroes? At one time there were 2 Thors, Thunderstrike Eric Masters and the real Thor, Donald Blake. So what's going on with that? And what about U.S. Agent and some other heroes that you guys tend to sweep under the rug? And my favorite for the Guardians of the Galaxy, Major Victory. Is there a chance he's going to be in the next Guardians of the Galaxy? Because as far as I know, Yondu is the only one from the actual first comic team that managed to be in the actual movie. I just want to know, what's going on there, and why didn't you use the Guardians of the Galaxy that had Charlie 37 and Yondu and Starhawk and other nameless people, including Matrix, who looks like Prism? Don't ask. It's a long story. If you're not a Guardians of the Galaxy fan, you have no idea who the hell Prism is, because Prism was a new warrior. One time, the New Warriors were making like a monster comeback. And how come in one version of the cartoon on Disney XD, Nova was a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy, but in the newer version, he's not. And I'm not talking about the old Nova, Richard Rider. I'm talking about the new Nova, a little Latin guy. I can't remember his name, but he's not Miles Morales. But he was a Guardian of the Galaxy. I'm like, okay, see, they left out a whole lot of stuff because there was a lot of Novas, like in the Nova Corps. They had nothing to do with the police, but they were police. It's some confusing stuff depending on how far back you go in comics. So I officially stopped really reading comics in 2008 due to the Scarlet Witch fiasco, or Wanda Maximoff, for those who know her as Magneto's daughter. You know, I don't hate Marvel Comics, I just hate the direction that it went in, which is why I stopped paying my $2.95 a month for these awesome-ass comics. And, I would like to get back into it. I did pick up a rehashing of Extinction Agenda. So I'm going to collect all that, and I'm going to collect Guardians 3000, just to see what I've missed. And while we're on that subject, if you guys are going to bring in Deadpool for Cable or whatever, or Cable for Deadpool, are you going to bring in Nathan Gray? Or do you guys not remember that Cable and Deadpool weren't exactly friends? Before Deadpool became a member of X-Force and then X-Men, just saying, And on that, another thing, because I did like X-Men Age of Apocalypse. I loved it. It was a great movie. But there were some mutants that were out of place there, which was not cool for me. Because, I'm going to say this on a whim. Hopefully I don't piss anybody at Marvel off or anybody else who's an X-Men fan like myself. I've been reading X-Men since about 1975. Alright? So that gives me a few years because I was born in 1973. So I've been reading comic books since I was 3. I've been reading X-Men between 1975 and 1985, and I never stopped reading them. And I wouldn't have known anything about reading comic books if it wasn't for Jonah Hex from DC, and if it wasn't for Spider-Man, I would have never known about the X-Men. But my saying is this. Jubilee's been in every X-Men movie, credited or uncredited. And I just want to know, how could she be in the Age of Apocalypse if she wasn't even born back then? But, clearly they're not using Universe 616. And a lot of things about the comic books have really changed dimensions and stuff like that. So it's just kind of confusing to me because I'm old. Alright, this is Comfy Havoc number 2. BC and you.